Today we are going into the more for Hallmark Mysteries and More, and going to be talking about the 2024 lineup. And we have, of course, Andrea is with us, but we have a very, very special guest, Jenny, otherwise known as the former chief fan officer
Yes.
for Hallmark. This podcast was created by fans for fans and is not affiliated with or sponsored by Hallmark or the Hallmark channel. Welcome, Jenny.
Yay! Thank you. I'm so excited to do this again with you guys. We went on YouTube 2 years ago and did a similar episode, or probably around the same date. So feel very at home with you too.
Yes, that was actually right before we launched the podcast. So,
Yeah,
of
you were
which I
just all
tried
doing it
getting
by
Andrea
yourself.
to be on the podcast, and she said no, I choose to have a baby instead.
Woo.
And then
Priorities.
you were going on to your big job there at Hallmark, I think.
Big
So
job.
the CEO reported to you, right? That's how
Oh,
it worked.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you so tell us a little bit about
Truly,
that?
chief.
Tell us a little
Oh
bit
my
about that
gosh.
experience.
Insane. I mean, guys, there's so many amazing mega fans, like not just me, not just you guys. I mean, there's so many of us and we are all obsessed. So, I mean, to be the chief fan officer was amazing. I made a video the first time. It was super fun. I couldn't believe it was a contest. And of course, when it came around again, I put more effort into my video. And a couple months later, I opened my door and there they were with
Wait,
Chief
you
Fan
literally didn't
Officer.
know that they were
I
coming?
have no clue. No, no. They
Wow.
contacted my sister, and my sister told me that we were all going out and doing a girls' night, and I had no clue. I wish somebody
Wow.
would have told me. I absolutely hate surprises. I mean, it was like shocking. They were all in my yard holding up Chief Fan Officer signs. Everyone, camera crew came in. It was bizarre.
That's
I was
awesome.
convinced that was staged. Oh my
No, it was not
gosh.
staged. The
So
dogs
you
were
could have
going
been looking like
crazy.
absolute crap and
Right.
like,
And that's why I think
what?
they contacted my family.
Right.
You know, I had
Wow.
makeup on, I was dressed. They
Oh.
kept telling me, "Can you like do your nails, maybe some mascara?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm fine." So that's why I wish somebody would have told me. But yeah, so then I came in and I got to, I guess, kind of like be the fan ambassador for a year. And I got to interact with more fans, I guess on a different level, and just see what's going on countrywide and almost worldwide. And everybody loves Hallmark. So it was such an honor.
Well, and you were
I
on
can't even believe
TV.
it.
Like you got to
Yep,
be with like the Christmas lineup last year.
I
I
know.
was like, I know her.
Insane.
So
Insane.
fun.
I know. Never in my wildest dreams. I'm so lucky. It was fun.
And then you had us like where you pretty much starred in Love on the Danube, right?
Basically, yeah. I mean, it was a pretty pivotal role.
That's now was that actually
I
filmed?
got to go back and watch it again.
Were you was that a river cruise that you actually did? Or was it a
Legit. Yes. Yes. I got invited by someone in programming who I had met in Las Vegas at a movie premiere. She's like, "Hey, you want to come with me as my guest?" I was like, "What?" So, yeah, Hallmark sent me a one-way ticket to Budapest and another one back and I think I was there for 14 days. I got to bring my mom and we literally went on a river cruise with
Wow.
all the cast. They were all there at the exact same time. So I was surprised that they didn't like do it like the wedding veil where they're all six
Yeah.
together. You know, I thought that's what they were going to do, but it was three different cruises, but no, we were all there at the exact same time. So there were
Wow.
like camera crews on the boat, off the boat, all day, every day from like above sun up to below sundown. Like production is no joke. I did not know how much work it is.
did you get to hang with Catherine Disher?
Oh yeah, I did. She was so fun.
Oh my God, that
Yeah,
would be a
I know.
dream.
I know. We rode the train from Budapest to something. I don't know. And I got to meet her on that train. It was awesome.
Did you sing with her?
I wish I did know.
Was that really her
I was trying
singing?
to be cool, guys, you know, and they didn't really know who I was. Like they just probably thought I was like an actress or something. So
Of
I was
course
like,
you
"Hey,
are.
I'm
You
the chief
are.
fan officer." And they're like, "Huh?" So yeah.
Well,
I
And
tried
then
to
they
play it
asked you
cool.
for your autograph.
They were like, "What?"
all right. So what was the absolute like I know the whole thing was cool, but if you had to pick that
Totally.
one moment, what was the
Yeah.
coolest moment of the whole thing?
Oh my gosh. Wow. I mean, honestly, just seeing the actors and, Peter Benson was a director, Terry Ingram, he's like a legend. They're just so like um passionate about their craft and like creating the characters and wanting to be professional and make good quality TV and movies, and the actors were so kind and they were just like they were off screen, which was really refreshing because you hear horror stories about meeting actors off of out of the movies.
Right.
So yeah, it was awesome.
All
So fun.
right.
It
All
was
right.
really cool.
Well, while this is fun to talk about, we are
Uh-huh.
here for a reason, and
Yeah.
that reason is to talk 2024 countdown to Christmas. Uh, what's it called over there on Hallmark Mystery now? It's the
It's still
Miracles of
Miracles of
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Yes. They're
Miracles of
they're keeping that
Christmas.
tradition.
And whatever it's is on Hallmark Plus now, so whatever. So we're going to talk about those 48. I don't know why everyone keeps saying 47. It's 48 movies, but there. So you're our guest. So first, just
Yay.
some general overall thoughts on the lineup.
Yeah. First of all, 48 seems like more in the past, but maybe it's not. Um, I'm really excited to see our familiar faces. We've got our new people, but we still have our tried and true actors that are still with Hallmark. All the movies like cover a different range of Christmases and different storylines, which I'm very much looking forward to all of them.
All right. Andrew, how about you? What's your overall?
Hmm. When I was looking through the list, I will say, so, this is our third year of doing this, and this was probably the hardest year I had picking out my top five. Like, I feel like top to bottom, they all look really good this year, which I have
Yeah.
found in the past. I'm like, this looks like a dud. This looks like a dud. And then this year, I'm like, I really struggled to find ones that I wasn't as excited for. So I feel like that's exciting that at least from the synopsises we had, they all look really good. I will say, offer like just first glance, not as much diversity, I don't think, which is not great, as well as same sex couples. That is also something I didn't see quite as many of. So those are maybe two misses that kind of struck me. And then we're missing a couple of the heavy hitters. Like I think Luke doesn't have a movie this year.
Correct.
I don't remember who else.
I have a little list
Else's.
here.
I
Bethany
would
Joy
say,
Lenz, Autumn Reeser, Rhiannon
yep.
Fish, Lindy Greenwood,
Autumn
Brennan
Reeser does it?
Elliott, and Luke McFarland.
I didn't realize Autumn Reese's there. Wow. Yeah. So I feel like there's quite a few that didn't. And I don't know, it could be scheduling. It could be many other reasons. I know Bethany Joy Lenz is out promoting her new book. So she could have been busy with that. So there's, that probably happening for some of them. But for the most part, I'm really excited for what we have. And there's some new faces. Like there were some people I'm like, never heard of these people, but I'm excited to give them a shot. So what about you, Eric?
I had with you the same thing, the diversity. It seems like, 2 years ago, we really were doing great. Last year, it took a step back and we
Yep.
wrote it off to maybe being the strike. But no, there's one movie that has two leads of color. Other than that, there are only like one of them. So it's some sort of, you know, well, I say I don't know if biracial, whatever. They're split, right? So there's no really no mahogany, and you're right, no LGBTQ movie. While there's characters, they're just not a movie, right? You talked about some of the main Hallmark stars, but while we do not have those faces, we do have the return of a few. Daniel Lissing, Jessica Lowndes, and Maggie Lawson are all coming back, who haven't been on Hallmark for a while. In fact, Daniel, I think,
Yeah.
didn't he like actually go to uh GAF kind of thing, and then said, "Nope, I'm not cool with you guys," and left, I think. So that's pretty good. And another one is there's no time for whoever to Come Home for Christmas. Thank God.
Yeah.
Not my favorite franchise.
Oh,
So
thank goodness.
yeah. So
Got some
so
new
that was
series
exciting
blood.
not seeing that, addition
Agreed.
through subtraction. And then the last thing I'll say is it was kind of weird how they slotted movies like these Miracles of Christmas, which are usually like kind of more serious topics. And while certainly they had some of those, this time each year, Five Gold Rings, A Reason for the Season, and A Dance for Snow. But then A Novel Noel, My Sweet Austrian Holiday, Christmas Under the Lights, All I Need for Christmas, and Trading Up for Christmas are literally just rom-coms. And I don't know why those ended up over there. So that's kind of weird. I don't know. Especially when
Well,
there is that Debbie McCummers Joyful in His
yeah.
Miracle and Follow Yonder Star, which is the Day Spring. Like those both could have been there. So I found it just weird how movies got slotted. I don't know. All right. J Jenny, what would you just give a scale of 1 to 10, your overall excitement for this lineup?
I would give it a 10. I am,
Boom.
yeah,
No
yeah,
holding back, Miss Chief Fan Officer.
right.
You can take the title away, but you can't take the sentiment away.
Really excited.
How about you, Andrew?
I mean, I would say a 10 as well in terms of just the descriptions of the movies. Like, I had a tough time picking.
Yeah.
I think that there was some weird like eclipse, and Andrea and I somehow
There
swapped
is an eclipse.
because last year and years before I was like all excited and you were more the cynical one. Whereas this year I had no problem coming up with the lower part of my rankings. So I think it's a definite have and have not for me. So
Interesting.
interesting.
Very
Interesting.
What would you
interesting.
rank it? What is your rating?
Oh, I'll give it a 7.5.
Thought you were gonna
Big,
say
big drop
6.
because of no diversity. And
Huh.
then, like I say, there's definitely more than a handful of movies on here that I'll be watching only because I'm obligated by law to review them.
Wow, I'm kind of
So,
shocked.
yeah, no, like I
Well,
said, that's where somehow we had this like little swap, Freaky Friday thing where I'm the cynic now. So,
wait, I'm the cynic? Like what?
yeah, you always
For real?
have like when we do the things, you always will come up with like, oh yeah, there's all these bad movies that are coming out over the holiday. I can pull the clip and replay it from
No,
last
we
year.
don't need to do that. We don't need to.
I can reenact it
Well,
if you want.
no, let's not do that. Well, let's start with number 5. Is our 5th most excited for movie? Jenny, you want to kick us off?
Ooh, yes. Number 5 for me is Christmas with the Sings. It premieres on Friday, November 15th on Hallmark Channel. And is this the biracial couple you were talking about, Eric? I need
Well,
to go back through the
that's
list.
one of them. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got Ben Hollingsworth and I forget who the sing is.
Anusha Joshi.
There you
Anuja
go.
Joshi. Um, I mean, we talked about 2 years ago when it was a very lineup with lots of diversity, the Chinese food restaurant movie. And that's who I learned who Barbara Niven was, even though I'd been seeing her my entire life. I didn't know her name.
Yeah.
I
I
love
may
that
fall to
movie
my
so
chair.
much.
That's
Barbara
funny.
Niven,
I didn't know who that was. It's so
Aunt
embarrassing.
Candace,
I know.
Dolores.
Guys, I wasn't like a full throttle like blogger at that time. I was more of like it's Friday night, Saturday night, I'm watching Hallmark. Now it's my whole world. And I loved that movie. So this is kind of giving me those vibes. So I'm so excited. Okay, Christmas with the Sings. For Asha Singh, Christmas is the most important time of the year. But when she's stuck working at the hospital during the holidays, she wishes for some much needed Christmas magic. Enter Jake, her former high school classmate who unexpectedly reappears in her life. After a magical year together, Jake proposes, but their first Christmas as an engaged couple isn't exactly the fairy tale they imagined. When they head home for the holidays, they quickly discover their picture perfect romance is about to get a serious reality check. Their families couldn't be more different. And I'm not reading anymore because this is a really long summary.
I know a lot of the summaries are like crazy long.
Jeez
Yeah.
Louise, I should have edited that in AI.
Well, I
It
don't think I
sounds
even
so
read that one.
cute. Guys, I mean, it's Ben, which on here it says Ben Hollingsworth, so that's confusing. But Benjamin Hollingsworth, I mean, he's like the king of charm.
He's so
He's
good.
does not sleep on any scene in a Hallmark movie. And I mean, this plot line sounds great. It's like we've got a young married couple. It's definitely giving me like Hallmark mystery vibes. So it's interesting that it's on the Hallmark channel. So maybe it's a little more lighter than I'm thinking. But I'm just picturing like the dad not liking the white Benjamin or something. Is like his
Yeah.
tradition. So I'm excited for that one.
I had that smack in the middle of mine. So I think
Really.
I'm excited for it too, because once again, it
Yeah.
is a little bit of that diversity. It's going to tackle that. So I'm excited for that one.
Yeah. Jumped out at me right away.
Love it. I don't think I read that description, if I'm gonna be honest.
It's a long one.
Otherwise, it would have been in your top 5.
Oh gosh. No, I'm like, shoot, maybe I should have like looked through these a little more than I did. But
Maybe that's why you gave it the 10, because you only read 5 movies.
Well, we're here to help the masses. So.
There were so many long descriptions. I have a lot going on. So like I just whatever popped out at me. That's how I go with my intuition.
Andrea,
So
Christmas hasn't even started.
I
We
know.
have like 7 movies per day.
I know.
And that doesn't just include Christmas.
I don't know how I'm gonna keep up with this stuff.
It's a lot.
I'm gonna have to quit my job.
All right,
and
Andrea.
just be like all in on this.
Well, what was that first one that popped out for you then?
Okay, well, we already mentioned this on the podcast last week. 5 Gold Rings. So that one stars Helen Roden and Nolan Gerard Funk. And so this one, the description, when New York City painter Audrey Moss returns to her small Minnesota hometown for the holidays, she's met with an unexpected quest from her beloved late grandmother. Find the owners of 5 mysterious gold rings and return them to their rightful homes before Christmas morning, only 9 days away. And then I'll stop there because again, there's also like another paragraph. So yeah, again, I didn't actually read this whole description. I read the first sentence. It said Minnesota. I mean, you told me about it last week. So I feel like it's gonna land for me. So that's why I picked this. And there's a mystery element. So I'm excited. Plus, I really enjoy Holland Roden. So I'm looking forward to seeing her in, I guess, not a regular, it's not a mystery series, still a mystery movie, but like still it's gonna be some rom-com. So I'm excited to see her in that as well. So that was mine.
And John Christian Plummer wrote it, so gotta love
Yes.
that.
Ooh.
Yes.
Interesting.
I mean, he likes Minnesota. Francesca Quinn
I know.
likes
I
Minnesota.
forget what he said. He had I think he lived there for a little while or something like that, he said, or something. So he's got a connection to Minnesota.
Love it. Well, what's your 5th one?
All right. Mine is a 90s Christmas. And once again, this is a workaholic Lucy Miller is celebrating her promotion alone on Christmas Eve when a mysterious rideshare experience transports her back to 1999. So once again, a whole bunch more description, but we won't read it. You get the gist there. So for me, time travel, back to 1999. I think it's going to be fun, a little Prince party like it's 1999 kind of thing. The alternate universe time travel do-over, whatever you want to call that trope is probably my favorite trope of all. So right there, it is just saying, gotta be good, gotta be good. Then you got Eva Bourne, who isn't she the daughter from your favorite there, the Gracial Mysteries?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Got some Gracial Mysteries there, Chandler Massey and Catherine Barrow there. So you got great stars. So for me, this one just kind of checks all the boxes. So it got to be good. I don't see how it cannot be good. So there we go.
No comment. It might be on a list.
No comment.
Kat Burrell did one maybe 2 years ago where it was like, I think Chandler Massey, and it was sort of similar.
Yeah,
It's
with
like that mixed with the
she
Jane
did
Austen one.
the double
Yeah.
the sliding doors thing where
Yes, that was a good one.
I stop and help someone, I don't stop and help someone, and there, yeah. Once again, such a good
Love
thing.
it.
Now, I think Ava is the lead, but I don't know. Sounds good. I'll go with my 4. Let's go a little reverse order here then. And if this is not on your list, I do not know you, Andrea, but I've got The Finish Line, which is
You
a
don't know me.
Scandinavian one. What? Oh my gosh. This is in you. I can never do these lists with you because I totally am convinced I know what you'll do, and then you never do it. It's just not right. All right. But inspired by her father's acclaimed legacy in dog sled racing, Anya decides to follow in his footsteps. After his passing, she heads to Finland to participate in the 40th annual, don't ask me to pronounce it, but fancy dog race, her father's final race where he fell short of victory. And like Kim Matula is in this, Bo Murkoff is in it.
Woo!
Um, you know, Kim, I got introduced to her in Ghost of Christmas Always, and she's
You're
just
beloved.
absolutely fantastic. I loved her in Checking It Twice. I know, Andrea, it was not your favorite movie. Well, it wasn't my favorite, but it was
I loved
definitely not a bad
it.
one.
That was my hometown movie premiere.
So, what?
Jenny loved it.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was my CFO hometown movie premiere. We all watched it and
oh,
everyone
right,
loved
right.
it.
Yeah, but like
Then you had to like it, you know?
It was so much fun.
well, she has to. I don't have to, but love Kim Matula. I think she just owns this rom-com space. She's just a fantastic lead. Ben or Bo, excuse me, he was in Hidden Gems, and I didn't think
Oh
I
my
would like
God.
him, but no, he came off great
Smoking
leading
hot.
guy. Great, well, probably that too. And then come on, I think Scandinavia is my version of like Great Britain for you, Andrea. So you like all the, put them in Ireland, put them in Scotland, put them wherever there, and you'll like it. I think Scandinavia is mine. Like Norwegian Holiday last year, I loved, and
I'm
now I
Norwegian.
now
Can
I'm
I
off
talk
in now
about
I'm off in
that?
Finland. So there we go.
No.
There's my four. What do you have,
Uh,
Andrea?
well, I did look at that one, and I mean, just dog sledding for me, not a super like plot that I
Yeah, yeah. If
was,
it's a cat race, then you'd be all over it.
that yes, that would probably make my list. My number four, I feel like Jenny's gonna have this on her list as well.
Ooh,
A Novel Noel by
you know it.
Julie Gonzalo and Brendan Penny, which is on the Hallmark Mystery. So this one's a mystery on a Thursday night premiere. So November 21st. I'm a little sometimes, the Thursday night ones, like again, there's usually one day that like not as strong of movies land on. Seems to be every year. And sometimes it's a Friday, sometimes it's Sunday, but then it seems to be like that day is the weaker of the day. I'm sure it's based
Yeah.
on ratings, like when do people watch. So I'm hoping that this one is a good one. But it's a successful New York City book editor who is losing touch with her passion after a few setbacks this year, learns she was chosen to run a bookstore in the small town of St. Ives for the month of December. Love bookstores. Just like that setting is probably one of my favorites. You've Got Mail. I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. And so just anytime that you give a bookstore as a backdrop, it's pretty much going to be a hit for me. It's hard to mess it up. So here's to hoping. And I love Brendan Penny. So we got two strong things going
Yeah.
for this movie. So that's where it landed at 4 for me.
I totally remember you saying that. You also like the writer ones and the book ones, and Eric was like, not for me. And we're like, we love them.
I will not
I know,
say
just
that
the
that
name.
almost made my not quite excited about it list.
Oh my, I can't even imagine that.
Ooh, Eric, boo. Jenny, what's your number 4?
Number 4 for me is A Reason for the Season. It is also on Hallmark Mystery on Thursday, November 14th with Taylor Cole and Kevin McGarry. That's a hot lineup. In order to earn her trust fund, Evie is tasked with granting Christmas wishes to the people who saved her life on the night of her birth. How sweet is that just already? To aid in her cause, she employs Kyle, a handsome local attorney, to track down those who helped and attempts to secretly learn what they might want while maintaining her anonymity. Okay, so she's like a rich heiress. They're sort of going on a mystery quest to find out who maybe kind of shaped her life. I mean, who knows? She has these memories, when we're born, it kind of forms who we are. And it just sounds so cute. And Kevin McCary, I mean, come on. I could
I
watch him
enjoy
read
him.
the phone book. My goodness. Can't wait.
I mean,
It's gonna
Eric
be a
loves
good one.
Taylor Cole, so I
I'd
think
say
he's
all you
in
have to
on
say is
that.
Taylor Cole, and I'm in.
Her and Holland Roden are from Dallas.
So
Oh,
I know. I'm a little older than them though, so I didn't see them. I wish.
wait, she's she's like originally from Dallas?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was like Northern California because she lives up in Tahoe now. Not that I go there often and like hang out looking for her, but um,
I did not know that. That's amazing. She hangs out in Tahoe?
that's where I believe that's where she lives.
God, good for her. I thought they all lived in Vancouver.
So no,
I'm
yeah.
excited. A reason for the season.
I will say a little bit of my list is really focused on the Hallmark Channel, not as much
Smart.
the other ones, just because I want my feels for my list.
Yeah.
But that was my top ranked one from the
Hallmark mystery
Hallmark
lineup.
mystery lineup. Yeah, I th
Miracles of Christmas.
I think it's yeah, Taylor Cole.
I love Eris stuff too. I mean, Privilege is like my genre too. Like Ellen Hildebrand, love them all.
Okay,
I
I like
love it.
privilege.
I do.
That will get edited out as the clip. Jenny Hallmark will
Oh.
be sending you a cease and desist letter. So
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I got to brighten up my world. Listen, I've been a Title I librarian my whole life. I want to look at the other side.
I love it.
Oh, that's too funny.
All right,
Well,
Andrew.
what's your number 3 then? Jenny.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
Jenny,
Okay.
sorry.
Back to me. 'Tis the season to be Irish. Yay, it's on the Hallmark Channel, like Eric is sticking to, on Sunday, November 10th. And without even knowing anything, I picked it because I love Fiona Gubelman. Like, I will ride or die for her. I will follow her anywhere she goes.
She
And
was
I
from
think
Glee.
it's
Is that right?
no.
I thought, isn't her name Fiona? Is that not the
Fiona
same one?
Gubelman is in The Christmas Next Door with Jesse Metcalf. She's
She's
in Easter with
who's your favorite,
Brendan Penny.
Andrea?
Yeah, she was in Glee.
No way.
Yes,
I'm so
she's in
sorry for
Glee.
laughing at you. She's in
I
Glee?
was right. Yeah, it's her.
Oh my
I was
Andrea,
like,
God,
how
I'm
Andrea,
many
so
Fionas are on
embarrassed.
the Hallmark Channel? Yeah,
who's your
it's her.
favorite?
What?
Who's your favorite, Andrea?
Like, who's my favorite what?
Hallmark actress. What's her
Erin
name?
Cahill.
No, the blonde one.
Oh, Emily Ullerup?
Yes, they're the same
Oh, I
person.
like her.
You've never seen them in the same room.
Interesting.
And Fiona,
That's a
like,
wild theory.
he keeps throwing all of these. He's like, here's your favorite. I'm like, that's not my favorite. He just, any blonde Hallmark. He's like, I'm like, no, Emily Ullerup.
God, they're both adorable.
They're the same person, I guarantee you.
Not the same person.
I am not seeing Glee.
Yes, she is Glee.
She's
She was a mean
Glee?
cheerleader, like later in the
No.
later years. Yeah.
Oh, you kept watching. We all
There,
stopped
No,
after season 2,
I
Andrea. You kept
watched
going, huh?
I watched the whole thing. All the way until it was done.
Okay,
I
that
wouldn't
is
recommend the late
adorable.
seasons, but she is in the later seasons.
I am
Yeah.
so sorry that I said no. She
Don't worry,
is
I do this
a
podcast with
delight.
Eric. Like, I'm used to this.
I just can't with how amazing she is. She just lights up any scene, any room. I also really love Emily too. Okay, 'tis
they're
the
both
season to be
lovely.
Irish. Rose, a nomadic house flipper, heads to Ireland to renovate and sell a cottage. But her plans are upended when she meets Sean, a local realtor determined to preserve his town's heritage. Love the classic plot line. We're going to Ireland. We got Fiona. I don't need to say more. Mic drop.
I'm excited for that too.
Yeah.
That one almost
I-
made my list.
I will
It's a
say I
good
did
one.
not hate it, and unlike our Scottish movie, but it seemed like one of those movies where they just, oh, let's just take a movie and make it a Christmas movie. So
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well,
but
they're probably gonna
that's
use
probably
Christmas
half the movies
decorations.
if you really want to tear them apart. But
There's Irish Christmas traditions that he's gonna show her.
yeah, which would have been just Irish traditions had they not needed another movie. But no,
There's
I'm
special
not bagging
traditions at
on it.
Christmas, though.
I actually am excited for that one too.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
And
Well,
if that is not on your list, Andrea, then that's it. We're just never talking again.
The Irish one?
Yeah.
it almost made it.
It almost. I already said it almost.
Oh.
Eric, you don't even listen. I tell you.
It's a tough list.
Come on.
Oh my,
Well,
how
my
is that
number
not?
three.
How can wait. How can the Scottish movie last year still be like one of your favorite ones when that
I
was like
love that movie.
not great?
No
And this one
way.
sounds adorable.
It's like I've watched that movie probably more than I've watched any Hallmark Christmas movie.
Well,
Really?
that's me and Round and
I
Round is now passed up Summer
Oh my
Villa for me.
gosh. No
I
way.
love it.
I love Round and Round.
So good.
See, give me my Scotland. Give me the
That's
Lady
why I
Sif
was
there.
that's
Wow.
why I was convinced you had
Loved it.
Finland and you had Scotland
No,
because you just love traveling. Now I just know it's just
no.
got to be a bookstore.
Yeah, I don't know. Or a castle. I mean, usually those don't do it for me, but it was so good. So good.
Okay,
Well,
what
my
was
number three, I feel like this one is probably going to be on someone's list. Santa, Tell Me, with Aaron Krakow, Daniel Lissing, Benjamin Ayres, Christopher Russell, and Kurt Sarska. When Olivia, a successful interior designer, finds an old letter from Santa promising she'll meet the love of her life by Christmas Eve and that his name will be Nick, she's stunned to meet not one, but three guys named Nick. And then all of that fun happens. So this is a Saturday premiere on the Hallmark Channel, November 9th. I feel like sometimes when they air around that time, that means yes, they're also better. I also feel like they
Yeah.
purposely try to release the ones that they know people will want to watch again a little higher, or then obviously the Thanksgiving
Oh,
week. Don't you think?
I didn't think
Now they
about
also
that.
throw them in, but they'll throw in a couple ones that they think are going to be like, hey, people are going to want to rewatch this, or at least that's what I'm hoping. So this one for me, I love Christopher Russell. He is also probably one of
Oh
my
my God.
favorites.
Yes.
Even though his movies, I mean, sometimes his movies aren't the best, but I still love Christopher Russell. I don't know why. It's like my Scotland
Yes.
Christmas for me. Like that's Christopher Russell is that one for me. I like Erin Krakow. I'm excited for her. I didn't really watch When Calls the Heart. I watched it, like I tried to watch it, just can't get into it. But I'm excited to see those two back together. Benjamin Ayres, he's also one of my favorites. So I mean, I feel like this cast is going to be amazing, just like what we had this
Yeah.
weekend with the West movie. The side characters being actually really good actors as well. Like when you have that many people, like it's going to be a good movie, right? It has to be because you got the supporting cast who can act and are strong actors and leads. Like all three of those are leading men on their own. So I think we're in for a good time.
No joke. I love Christopher Russell too. He is like the top pick for me. Chasing
See,
wait,
Waterfalls
that
is number
he
one.
he is the top for you?
Top for me. Absolutely. And
love
I
that
will
love.
never change that.
I personally just don't like his agent because I like him too, and I blame his agent for sending him the crap scripts. So I
Well,
think he
The
he's
deserves.
still
nature
got
movies be
fans. He's
He
good.
still
deserves
got
better. Yes,
fans.
because he is good. I would say
He
he
is the
is
one person,
good.
if I met him, I would probably have a heart attack. I would lose it. I couldn't. I'd be undone. I'm trying to
Oh,
figure out who wrote Santa Tell Me because it's such a big movie, but I'm just finding Ariana Grande.
did she write a movie?
It's a song. Santa Tell Me.
Oh, I was like,
I
wait, she
guess we'll
wrote a
find
Hallmark
out
Christmas
later.
movie?
Eh,
I wish that'd be
Andrea
so
listens to
fun.
Michael Bolton, so she's not really too hip on any actual
No, I'm
music.
not.
I did
Actually,
my
no, I couldn't
Electric
name one of
Blue,
her songs. I could not name one
Michael.
of them.
Electric Blue, and I even played the music, and you didn't recognize that
No, no
iconic
idea who
song.
that is.
Andrea's a farm girl.
With Michael Bolton as
Just
my
from
See?
favorite.
Keister. So though, Andrea, you unwittingly just got all the what do you Hardys are the people who watch that show, right? That's what they're called. You just
Yeah.
got them all hating you because you will watch 17 seasons of Glee even after it's gone, downhill, yet you won't watch 2 seasons of When Calls the Heart. So
Oh my gosh,
I
Andrea, When
tried.
Calls the Heart is where it's at. It is so lovely and suspenseful and dramatic and
I'll
happy and
I'll
wholesome.
Okay.
I'll admit I made 3 episodes before I gave
Yeah, the
up.
same.
Really?
Not my
Hey,
cup of
we watch
tea.
mysteries
True.
as we're
Well,
doing.
Hey,
what's your
yeah,
number
y'all cornered
three?
this market.
What's
Mine
your number
was
three?
Twas the Date Before Christmas. And this
Mm.
is to prevent her family from canceling the Chamberlain Family Olympics. Jessie lies and says she's inviting a date to the long-standing holiday tradition. She
Who's
meets
in this one?
Brian on a dating app. That's all you need to know right there. Because, first of all, Amy Groening is starring in this one. Don't even have to say anything after that. She is one of those actors who completely deserved a leading role.
Oh my
And
gosh, that's her.
so just her getting the leading role right there, sign me up. It kicks off the entire season, which so got all that fun and excitement for. Robert
Robert
Buckley's in it.
Buckley. Love
He's
him.
he's one of those just good guys that you like. And then,
So
as I
much
said,
charisma.
the time travel alternate universe type thing is my favorite. The fake boyfriend girlfriend, that may be a second. That
Mm.
usually is set up for just wonderful, fun, great stories. But when it's all said and done, it's Amy. That is the reason I am totally 1000% into this movie.
Good for you, Eric.
Thank you.
She is wonderful. She is so wonderful in all the movies she's been in recently.
Oh, so the ones she was in originally were terrible, but recently she's
I
done.
don't remember seeing her as much as I have recently, so
Okay, Jenny,
yeah.
you're on here for a reason, and that's to create a buffer because I'm going to share my number two,
Okay.
and Andrea is going to get mad at me because it is the Christmas charade with Rachel Scarsden and Corey Sevier, or however you pronounce
No.
his name.
Corey Sevier.
Number two?
Number two,
Oh
Whitney.
my.
Whitney, hey, she's a librarian. Come on. Whitney, a cautious librarian raised by home security experts, finds herself in a real life adventure when a blind date mix up leads her into an undercover FBI operation. Okay, Rachel Scarsden, Corey Sevier. I I know we did not love Jazz. What the heck was it?
Jazz
Uh,
Ramsey.
Jazz Ramsey. That's it's already blocking. I forgot about it when we did the one review. Now I forget the name of it. Well, we did not love the movie. I thought they had really good chemistry. Rachel Scarsden, she is quickly becoming one of my favorites. I'm getting like a royal nanny kind of vibe from this. So
Totally.
the mixed up blind date leading to an FBI thing by accident just seems absolutely tons of fun. So this is my do-over for Jazz Ramsey, and I think I'm gonna love it. I have a feeling, Andrea, yes, we will be on opposite sides of the fence of this one.
Yeah, it almost made my not excited for list, but
A novel
it didn't.
Noel, a novel Noel. Hey, it's a librarian. It takes place, 90% of this takes place in a bookstore.
I mean, I'm still trying the Jazz Ramsey piece. I was struggling with that. So
They were good together. They just got a
Hmm.
bad script.
well, my number two. Holiday Mismatch with Carolyn Ray and Beth Broderick. So
Mm.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the
Wait,
aunts.
before we go on, I have one quick question. Did you actually watch the Teenage, whatever that Sabrina show?
Yes, I did.
See,
Me too.
Loved
I
it.
Every episode over and over.
think that's where I miss out on this one. I'm a,
Oh, I am so excited to have him back. It's a Sunday night premiere. So again, it'll be interesting, November 3rd. When free-spirited Kath and uptight Barbara clash at a Christmas committee meeting, they are shocked to discover they've accidentally set up their adult children via a dating app. So this sounds delightful to see them back together. I am really excited. And then I also, read the description. I'm like, oh, this actually seems really fun. Because it sounds like just a lot of shenanigans will be happening, and I'm in for a good time with these two. Because I think I'm sure have they been together in a movie since? I feel like they have. I feel like
Not
they
in
did
Hallmark, at
something
least.
together. No, not on Hallmark, but I feel like they were together on something else. So what's not to love? Maybe a little Melissa
Sabrina
Joan
Adult
Hart,
Witch.
like a random like pop in
Oh
from her. That would be
my
great.
gosh.
If she's not doing a Lifetime Christmas movie, like pop her into this one.
That would be
She
huge.
could be one of the kids.
Now, here's the thing, like I will not know, it'll go over my head since I've never seen the show, but I wonder if there'll be some little Easter eggs in there from it.
That would be fun. Salem, they'll have the cat.
Gosh.
One of them will have the cat.
Welcome, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, guys. We love y'all. We're happy you're here. That was my number 6 and 7 were Santa Tell Me and Holiday Mismatch. Those sound so cute. And my number two, Andrea, you guessed it, a novel Noel. I'm a, listen, we got a book editor and we got a bookshop and like a kind of a Mr. Darcy Brendan Penny. Yes. That's going to be amazing.
Agreed. Is this going to make you like not excited for a list, Eric?
That's
Oh
like I say.
no.
I told you it did not make my knot, but it was close.
Well, Jenny, what's your number one?
Oh, number one. Okay,
Dun, dun, dun,
guys.
dun.
Number one. I love both of these actors so much. And I can't say I'm that excited about the series, but since Cindy Busby is anchoring it, I'm like, it's got to be good. Unwrapping Christmas, Olivia's Reunion. It is the final of the Unwrapping Christmas series, which I think is going to be super cute. I mean, I mentioned the wedding veil. I like the characters going in and out and kind of living in the same world. And this is Thursday, November 28th. So that's Thanksgiving. Oh my
Is
gosh.
this a Hallmark Plus?
Yeah.
Hallmark Plus.
Yeah.
Unwrapping Christmas is going to be a Hallmark Plus premiere movie. I can't understand why somebody would not want to have Hallmark Plus over the holidays. It's going to be lit. And it stars Cindy Busby, who is the top girl for me. Christopher Russell and Cindy Busby. That's the
Oh,
dream team for
yeah,
me.
there's Chasing Waterfalls right there.
There's Chasing Waterfalls. And I really like Jake Epstein. I think he's very
Another
attractive.
One Tree Hill guy. So many
He's One Tree Hill?
Yes, he was.
No
him
way.
and Hillary Burton's character. They dated before he moved off the show and went on to have a bigger acting career. But
What?
yes, yeah.
Oh,
And
I
Robert
only met
Buckley. So
him.
we have like tons of One Tree
Robert
Hill.
Buckley is from One Tree Hill?
He also, yes.
Yeah, I completely missed the show.
Oh yeah.
I
I'm
never saw it
rewatching it.
Wow.
Oh, you can rewatch it. It's delightful.
Is it really?
See, this is
Well,
where
some of them.
Andrea is like one thing below me. So she's got all these 90s shows that
I
I
actually
have
watched
no
it during
idea.
the pandemic. I missed it because
No
I was
way.
just old enough. Like I was in college when it started, but like what's not to
Same.
like about a basketball players? Because basketball player myself. And so then I
Oh,
watched it during this pandemic because I was like, what else is there to do? And then they started that rewatch podcast. And so then I've been listening to that. So like Bethany Joy Lenz and Sophia Bush and Hillary Burton, and now Robert Buckley is doing that podcast. So
what? Oh
there you go.
gosh, One Tree Hill, we welcome you as well with the Sabrina cast. I did not know Jake Epstein was from that. So Olivia is the gift wrapping expert at Natalie Hall. Natalie Hall? Yeah. Natalie Hall owns the show. Edit that out.
No, he'll make it.
Oh, God. Okay. Natalie Hall kicks up the series, I'm pretty sure. And she
Yeah.
is the owner of the shop All Wrapped Up, which I'm so excited to see. So Olivia, Cindy, is the gift wrapping expert, which I freaking love gift wrap. So the ribbons, the bows, I love it all so much. And she makes a delivery with a package to a remote cabin, gets snowed in with her ex-boyfriend, hijinks ensue. That's my number one. And I'm even more excited now that I know it's on Thanksgiving.
I will say that the rest of those, it's a 4-part thing, right? The
Yeah.
unwrapping, there's the 4 different stories. 3 of them are in my bottom, very, very bottom tier. But this one
Yes.
is actually up in the top for the same exact reason. Cindy Busby,
Yes.
Andrew
A cabin
knows
snowed in.
nobody makes me happy. She may not be like on that Mount Rushmore for me, but I will say nobody makes me happy like Cindy Busby. And
Why does that make me want to cry?
she's
That is so
wonderful. She
sweet.
is wonderful.
Wonderful.
And I'll bet
Sunshine.
you she's a gift wrapping expert. Yeah, she still probably drives a BMW because somehow gift wrapping experts, whatever, make $200,000 a year. I don't know.
Well, the store's, it's a pretty legit store, so. Okay, I'm
Well,
excited to hear your number one, Andrea.
mine is, Eric already mentioned this one, A 90s Christmas.
Yes.
And like that is like the era I grew up in, basically. So I am excited. Like it's pretty much like just give me the title. Didn't really even read the description, so I listened to yours. I mean, I was trying to go like, what am I gonna pick? I'm like, it's got to be that because this is gonna hopefully have like so much nostalgia for me. I feel like this is a good chunk for probably the viewers of Hallmark. I feel like a lot of us are probably in the 90s era, right? Or at least remember things from the 90s era if we did not grow up there. Eric, that would be you, right?
Yes. Well, it's a
Okay,
millennial
good.
hotspot movie, right?
Really? I mean,
Sucking
yeah,
us all in.
I think
Welcome,
so.
millennials.
And what's not to love about it? So I'm excited. Yeah, just to go back to the 90s.
I know
It
it's
was,
a great name too.
it
Yeah.
is. It was like round and round for me when they went back to when the parents met and they were playing, the 80s music and all that. And that was, my thing. So I totally get it. Totally get it.
I mean, a time before cell phones, like that's magical for a lot of people
Whoa.
too, you
All right.
know?
So where were you now? Mary Lou Henner would know this, but where were you in 1999? What was that? What were you there? Was that's
Like,
at college? All right.
no, I was a freshman in high school.
Oh,
So, like the Y2K, all of that, where you celebrated before. So, yeah, my best friend came over to my house because her parents went to a party because she was concerned, like something, everyone was like, is the
Yes.
world going to end? We don't
yeah.
know. Like, what's going to happen? That was like the big thing. And so we were just like playing games, and my parents made my mom makes this great caramel popcorn. So that was our New Year's Eve tradition. And we
Oh.
play games, and that's what we did until her parents got home and the world still existed.
Yeah. So I remember that I was like in my whatever mid 20s and I was working in an advertising agency. We had a lot of clients that were doing Y2K like preventative things. But I do remember like we were told you have to print out your bank statements because all the banks are going to go, all their stuff will be lost. So you have to have proof of your money and all the prepping that
So
you had to do.
funny.
And nope, I did what you were saying all the parents did. I just went out and got drunk.
I was in middle school and we were having a party and my
Hey,
dad
hey, right over there.
did the breaker and like shut everything down.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
It
awesome.
was pretty memorable. It was fun.
Oh,
A lot of
well,
screams.
All
Eric,
right.
what was your number one then?
Mine is trivia at St. Nick's. And it's when
Yes.
students all flee an elite university in Minnesota for winter break, the locals and the faculty hunker down for their favorite time of the year, the annual Christmas bar trivia tournament.
Wait, did it really say Minnesota?
Well, Vermont, Minnesota, same thing.
Okay. I was like, I didn't read. I mean, I know I didn't like thoroughly read these descriptions, but I missed it. The second Minnesota. Okay.
And
Okay.
so you've got the type A astronomy professor who ends up getting paired with um, they have their team and then one person has to leave. And so the college football offensive coordinator gets put on the team and he's like, whatever, quote unquote, the dumb jock. But ends up, of course, he brings all this knowledge that they didn't know. And you know what? Love ensues. So for me, I don't know. Do you guys know who Tammin Sursok is? I don't. I have
No.
no
No, but I know
idea.
who Brant Dougherty is.
Yeah,
He's
and
amazing.
Oh yeah.
He's
Brant Doherty,
legit.
he he's just one of those guys. He's not in a ton, but he's never in anything. Like he may not be in the best of the best, but he's also never in like bad ones. I don't think like hashtag Xmas, which I thought should
I
have been
loved
Yes.
terrible.
that one.
He
Yes.
So
like
good.
the two of
Such a
them
hit.
pulled it off, and
Claire Bone.
he just good leads. And so
Great
yeah, so
lead.
I think he's good. And then Tammin Sursok, I don't know. I have a feeling why I don't know who she is. I didn't know who Kim Matula was in Ghost of Christmas Always. Love her. Didn't know Emily Tennant, Holiday Hotline. Loved her.
Oh
Pascal
yeah.
Lamath Kippens. Didn't know there before. Never been kissed.
Hmm.
Christ. So I think she's going to be that one this year who no idea who she is and ends up being like lover and just sort of one of the best of the season. So, and then for me, trivia, that's my jam. I love me trivia. I go play with my son um, at this local English pub here.
Ooh.
It's just the
You
trivia.
seem like a trivia guy.
Yeah, yeah. It's like when you got that trivia thing going, I kept thinking what movies could go, and there's other ones, but that trivia one just pulls me in. So there I
That
am.
that was also I was just like, wait, did that not make my list? That must have been my number 8 because it sounds so cozy. I love college professors too. Like that aspect, I
So
love
just
it.
academia. Just get you some academia in your set.
True.
All
Super
right.
cute.
Okay, you
Not gonna make
guys.
my list.
That wait, what?
Said that was not gonna make my list.
No?
Oh, it will after you see it. Miss Negativity. Remember, you gave it a 10. There is no bad movie this year.
Brand Dougherty was like the number 3 character in 50 Shades Freed, by the way.
I
So
didn't watch any of those.
Oh
didn't
my
see him either.
gosh. Okay, never mind. Maybe edit
I'm
that
not.
out
I'm
then
not.
too.
I'm not old enough for that series. All right. Did you guys prepare a movie that you'll be surprised about? That you think maybe
No.
a hit surprise?
Yes. I mean, it was one that like I was on the cusp of my honorable mention. So I figured that would be a good one to throw in.
Okay. All right. Let's ready. Okay. So we talked about what are our top five. What is one movie that maybe didn't make that, but you think it could be like in the middle of the pack, it could be just outside of there. But what's one movie you think may end up just being a surprise to everybody this year? Andrea, what do you got?
Believe in Christmas, which stars Megan Ori and John Reardon. So I love Megan Ori. When Beatrice reluctantly joins her best friend, and Beatrice was my Spanish name in middle school. So fun. On a trip to the enchanting Christmas land, she's skeptical of the holiday magic surrounding them. But as she experiences festive traditions and meets a charming stranger named Ethan, she begins to question what's real and what's part of the experience. So, Christmas Land, that sounds fun. I also
Mhm.
love Christmas Land. I'm sure it's not the same, but the movie Christmas Land, right? Isn't it called Christmas Land?
No idea.
With Al Borland from Home Improvement. He's in that, and Luke McFarlane. Do you guys not love that movie? That's like one of also probably the
I
second
don't know it.
Christmas movie that I always watch.
Was
So
that on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries?
it's old. This one's an old one.
I didn't have that channel for like a long time, so I missed a lot, I feel like.
Oh, well, this one I would recommend. But that sounds kind of along the same pathway. So I'm excited for that. Plus, again, I love Megan. And this one just barely made my list, so I picked this one. And I noticed
Cute.
all of us stayed away from like three wiser men and a boy or
Oh, that's
toddler.
gonna be
And then the
fantastic.
Chiefs one,
Yeah, holiday
we all,
touchdown.
yeah.
I actually have that really low on my list because I
What?
hate the Chiefs.
Oh my
Okay.
I
gosh.
think it I don't know yeah I love obviously Hunter,
Hunter and
fantastic,
Wow.
yeah.
and you have
Tyler Hines.
Tyler Hyde, obviously, but
Jenna Bush Hager makes a cameo.
wait, who does?
Jenna
Really?
Bush Hager.
Oh, and obviously, what's his name's mom makes the list, but Julie Sherman Wolf wrote it, and she writes great movies. It's just that
Oh, I didn't know
Chiefs
that.
thing.
Good.
It's right.
Mm.
Who's the who do you hate in the NBA, Andrea?
I mean,
Whatever.
nobody.
It'd
I
just be
mean,
like
really, nobody.
it'd be like a team you just don't like, and they're making a movie about them. So woohoo, yay! So
And I am right. It is Christmas Land, and Nikki Deloach was in it in 2015. Do you guys not
just
know this
just so
movie?
you know,
God,
just
okay, I know the cover. I need to click on it on my
You
Jenny,
app.
guys have you guys don't
just
watch
so
this
you
movie?
know,
I
she'll
don't know.
always
Maybe I have
recommend
seen
these
it.
old movies to me, and then I
Yeah.
look them up on IMDb, and they're like 4.2 rating or something like that. So just
It is
Hallmark
so
wasn't
good.
appreciated in 2015. Okay, I'm watching it.
You let me know. And
I will let you
people who
know.
are
I'll watch
listening,
it
let me know.
tomorrow.
I am not alone. Christmas Land it's a stellar movie. It is one that I watch every year.
Oh God, I trust you because you told me to watch Cranberry Christmas, which I had already watched it, and now it's like a classic for me.
I
I
love
watch it
that
all the
movie too.
time. So good. So
I
I
also love
trust
that one.
you.
all right, Jenny, you have a surprise one yet?
I do. It's one that I've been like rereading over and over because I can't quite understand what it's going to be about. Confessions of a Christmas Letter premieres on Hallmark Channel on Sunday, November 17th. And this is the one with the office people.
Yep.
Angela Kinsey, which I don't know how to say. I think that's right. And Alex Santos. Angela is, well, doesn't she play Angela?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's her name. Okay. Seti Rose, an eccentric matriarch, hires struggling novelist. It's for the struggling novelist, Andrea. That's why I'm interested. Hires struggling novelist Juan to write her holiday contest entry. A mix-up sparks gossip of Juan's engagement to Seti's daughter Lily, leading the family to play along humorously. I just think it's going to be cool and different. I think we're going to get a lot of people that are outside the Hallmark world that are coming in because the podcast, The Office Ladies, is so popular and people are still obsessed with The Office. So I feel like it's going to expand the viewership. So I think it's going to be a neat movie, but certainly not the classic plot line, it doesn't seem like.
And it has our upcoming guest. I'll probably ruin her name, but Liv Dokat Roche is the daughter who's actually the main love interest. She was Katie
Ooh.
in Cases of Mystery Lane, the other podcaster, the
Oh,
other true
that's
crime
fun.
Oh,
podcaster.
yes, I love this
She
girl.
is she is the main whatever romantic person in the show. So I'm excited for it too, just after
Oh,
talking to
that's
her.
who that is.
She's
Oh,
even
you guys already
nicer.
talked to her.
Yeah, we're airing it in whatever next week. She is even nicer in person than you could even imagine. Amazing. She was so nice.
Oh, and she was in hashtag Xmas too, right?
Yeah. She was
When she
the
shows up,
she's
it's like fire.
the whatever the
The
reality
mogul.
people or whatever the
Yeah,
influencer people. Yeah, yeah.
cute. Good for her. I want her to get her own leading
Y-
movie too, like Amy.
I agree. She is definitely right. Well, she's pretty darn close
Yeah.
in this one.
Yeah, I guess she is kind of the main person,
So,
the main girl. Yay.
all right. Well, for me, mine is sugar plumbed. And this one is Emily has always dreamed of creating the perfect Christmas, meticulously planning every detail year after year, blah, 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 blah. And then she's watching some TV show when to her shock, Sugar Plum, the film's relentless optimist main character, magically steps out to make Emily's wish come true, whether she's ready for it or not. So this has Maggie Lawson, who's coming back to Hallmark. We haven't seen her in a couple years, and Janelle Parrish. There's no male actors who are listed as part of this. But for me, I'm getting the holiday hotline kind of feel to it. Like I didn't expect that one to be as good as it was, and it turned out to be fantastic last year. So
No joke.
I think this one is going to be one where we're just sort of going into it like, okay, whatever, it's kind of weird. But then if it is directed well, I think it is going to be just magic, literally. So I'm excited.
That sounds super cute. And you know what I was just thinking while you were saying there's no male leads? So we have two movies where it's, two females that are not in a relationship that are just the leads of the movie. And in the latest Love on the Danube Kissing Stars, which of course I basically starred in, the lead character says in New York City there's 200,000 more women than men. So it's hard for women to find men. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is this a new trend? Like, there's not enough guys to fall in love with, so let's just make it about girls.
Eh, it
As a
works.
single woman, I'm like, oh no.
I will say that they probably do find a little bit of romance, I guess. Maybe not. I mean, I think if Three Wise Men and a Baby last year showed us anything,
Oh
you can
yeah,
do
you're
a movie
right.
without really having romance be the central, focus and it still be really good.
Well said. Fair.
Okay, now we're
But
going to go to the other side. We're going to go to the movies maybe we're just a little bit less than excited for.
Yeah.
And Jenny, this is totally you've been relinquished to your duties. We are not saying these are bad.
I've done my
We're just
part.
saying personally they may not connect with us,
Totally. We're all
right?
different and we all have different interests. Absolutely.
Right. I had and I always say it. I had Holiday Spectacular. I did not like the movie. I fully acknowledge majority of everyone on the planet did. It just wasn't
Yeah.
my thing. So these movies,
This
we're not
wasn't for
saying they're
you.
bad. We're just
you
saying
didn't
for
like that
us,
movie?
they don't resonate.
I'm
So
shocked. I didn't know you didn't like that movie.
no, I did not.
Wow.
Hmm.
All right, Andrea, I'm gonna let you kick this one off. What is your
Hmm.
third least excited movie?
Christmas Under the Lights. And this one is on the Hallmark Mystery. And I will read you the app synopsis because it's just a sentence. Emily goes home to organize the Christmas carnival and meets a handsome artist. And mostly this one made my list because I really was like, a lot of these sound good to me this year. And so I just kind of threw this one on there. I kind of looked through them all and I'm like, well, this will be it. So that's why it made the list. So there's no really rhyme or reason why. But
Well, I gave it thought and it was pretty darn low on mine. You know what it
okay.
gives me the similar thing? Remember the movie last year that was really early on when they like the NASA thing when there was something about the stars with
Oh yeah.
Ryan Pavey? I get a kind
We
of
miss you, Ryan.
that same vibe. Oh yeah, he's another one who's not in any of the Christmas movies, but I get that sort of vibe with this one.
It's
So
not
yeah,
in
I
any
don't,
movies for a little while.
not too excited for that one. I agree with you there.
But it's in the country, so you might like it.
We'll
All
see.
right.
I mean, again, I'm not like,
Totally.
oh, I'm
Yeah.
not looking forward to it.
Well,
There's only one on my list that is like
the flip
not
side,
looking forward to.
if you guys remember, Royal Nanny was my least favorite movie, whatever that I was looking forward to, and I ended up loving it. It ended up being I think it was like top when I did my final rankings, like eighth or something like that. So
Whoa.
we don't know until we actually see the movie, right? We can only go on these very lengthy, sometimes, descriptions. All right, what do you have, Jenny?
Okay. Well, piggybacking off of Christmas Spectacular, which I did really like that movie, but this one is with Jenna Claire Mason, who is absolutely adorable. And it's A Carol for Two, which is on Hallmark Channel Friday, November 1st, for the very reason that I don't like music and singing movies in general. Like I only listen to Taylor Swift. I'm just not a music girl. These are all very accomplished Broadway actors, and I know that they're going to be fabulous. Jenna Claire Mason, Jordan Litz, Charlotte d'Amboise. After moving to New York to make it on Broadway, Violet gets a job at Fiore's, a legendary theater. Oh, you know what? What's the guy's name in Wicked? Something like that. Is it Fiore?
You're talking to the
Anyway,
wrong person.
Jordan Litz is the guy who plays Wicked on Broadway. I did go see Wicked on Broadway. That is something I really enjoy because it was first a book.
That's a good book
Um,
too.
yeah, I kind of lost track of what I was saying.
It's a
Anyway,
musical.
it's just, I'm just
That
not the
almost
Broadway
made my
kind of
top five
girl.
list. Like that was
And
just
that's the thing.
outside.
It's gonna be fantastic. It's absolutely gonna be wonderful. It's just that movie was not made for me.
I'm right there with you. I
Yeah.
just actually on my Instagram, I just did that one this morning and said that exact same thing. Everyone else will like it.
Really.
I'm with you. The Broadway, like I don't mind musicals. I don't like
Yeah.
Broadway, like that kind of
Mhm.
thing. It's not my thing. It doesn't resonate with me. Along with what doesn't resonate with me is Wingovia or whatever these royal places are. So a private princess Christmas. It's a royal movie. I'm not going to like it. Just that's simple. I don't want to ever go to Wingovia ever, ever. I don't want Hallmark to ever go back to these made up royal places. It's just no good. Never works. Well, I shouldn't say never works. Hardly ever works.
It always
And
works.
it's my least favorite trope. And it's got Ellie Scobie in it, who, she was in Gourmet Detective, so like her there, but
Gilded Age.
Gilded.
she's
Not the Gilded Age,
better
but
better. She's in we'll just focus on the Gourmet Detective. But V, better known as Princess Violet of Wingavia or Gravia, whatever, adores the privileges of being royal, if none of the responsibilities. So blah 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 blah. Right? That's what it is.
Yeah, that was number 9 for me. I'm so excited. I love a boot camp. Warming up to you. I loved it.
Yeah, it's a royal movie.
I love it.
All right, my second one is Happy Holidays. It's the return of Jessica Londes. It's the winner of the Mr. Christmas winner. Um, people know I do not think Candace Cameron Bure is the best actor out there, But if there's one person who I think maybe is better off being a singer than an actor, it's Jessica. I'm sorry. So, and then they have the Finding Mr. Christmas winner. I just don't think this is going to be good. I
Why
can
didn't
read it.
you try to be Finding Mr. Christmas winner?
They should have found me. That's the
Yeah.
reason. Other than I have absolutely no acting ability, but that would be the only thing holding me back.
Yeah.
And I'm twice as old as she is, which would, as Andrea knows, is a no-go in my
It
book.
does not
But
stop Hallmark.
Andrea
So
would be all down with it. Scottish royal, whatever that's what's his name? Scott Wolf with his wife who's
wife
70 years younger than he is in that movie.
not does not.
All
My
right.
favorite
I don't
thing.
need to talk about happy holidays. It's just I don't think it's the last one, I think, for a reason. I think they're thinking people may be a little burnt out by this point and time to move on. So, which I'll
I
move
agree with
on.
you.
I'll
That
move
one
on.
also made my list, almost made my bottom list as well. But
So what did?
well, this is another one that I just kind of randomly picked and didn't even realize this was part of the series until Jenny talked about it. The Unwrapping Christmas, Lily's Destiny. I was like, I just picked one. Didn't even realize that there was several of these. Nope.
My gosh.
So again, there's a lot to read through. This is on a Hallmark Plus, and the only reason I picked this is because Ashley Newbrow sometimes gets the bad scripts, like Christopher Russell. So that's kind of why I plopped this on there, not even realizing that there were 3 others in this sequence. So I might have also had all of them lumped in at this, because if it is like the love series,
Right.
those ones
Exactly.
were not my favorite.
The Love Club?
Yeah.
that was
I heard they're resurrecting that for next year.
I hope.
I don't know why.
I think
hope
I heard
not.
that on another podcast.
I have
Yeah.
heard that as well.
Jenny, what are you doing listening to other podcasts?
Right?
Done.
I know.
Technical difficulty. We are now off air.
Y'all are my only Hallmark mystery podcast.
That's because we're the only Hallmark mystery podcast. But I appreciate it.
So I'm not looking forward to probably the entire series is not going to be something I'm like, yes, let's see more of.
The 3 of them were all in my, not the Cindy Busby, but they were all in the very bottom of my list. And the Lily's
Guys,
Destiny was the
why?
bottom
What's the
of the 4.
Poor
so.
Ashley.
I like her though. I do like her.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I don't like her.
She's a great actress. Yeah. And Torrance Combs, he was from back in the day, The Tudors with Jonathan Rhys-Meyer.
She was in the Nutcracker, right? Operation Nutcracker.
Yeah,
right?
and I liked that with Christopher Russell.
That was probably both of their
it.
best movie.
Loved it. So there.
So. Okay, or Jenny, what do you have for your?
Okay, guys, I'm sorry, Eric. You told me to be a buffer, but I couldn't. The Christmas Charade. It's just not for me. October 26th on Hallmark Channel. That's with Rachel and Corey.
It's okay.
Love them. I just do not. I'm not an action girl in any sense of the word. And I just don't like when there's librarians in movies. It just, I mean, it's like, I guess a police officer seeing themselves on screen. Like, it's like, that's not my job.
Well, she is known for being so precise and doing all that research that she will be there like doing Dewey Decimal all day. And you'll be like,
yeah, that's
wow.
not what we do anymore. It's more about programming and events and getting people in the door and being nice.
Jenny, after it airs, you're gonna send me a DM and you're gonna go, oh my God, that's the best Christmas movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Your recommendations are so much better than Andrea's from 2014 or whatever it was.
The Christmas Land with Luke and Nikki.
That does sound
I hope
actually
I'm
pretty
like that, Eric.
That does sound pretty solid, I have to say though. Nikki and Luke is pretty darn solid.
Yeah, in 2015. And it's got Marsha Brady from like
well, you didn't
Marine?
say that before you buried the lead.
Oh, she's in it too.
All right.
My top one, you already mentioned this one, Eric, The Private Princess Christmas. That was an easy one for me to pick as like my least looking forward to. I think people who might have listened to the podcast or the review of the mystery that we might have referenced briefly might know why. And then, as well as the princess, that's just not a hit for me. Typically, I'm not a big princess fan. But again, then sometimes you get the Scottish one that's technically that was kind of royal, and I loved that one. So sometimes they can be a win. So we'll see. Eric,
I
what's
think you
yours?
guys are gonna
Reverse
love it.
colonialism is what that was. The Americans coming over and becoming the royalty. All right. All right. So my worst, or actually not my worst, my least that I'm looking forward to, and once again, anyone who listens to me talk for more than 5 minutes knows this is probably not going to be a surprise, but Scouting for Christmas, it's a kid-centric movie. It is the only thing worse than Royals. I wake up screaming in the middle of the night, no Jazzy, no Jazzy, no more Jazzy. I've just never recovered from a Christmas kismet. Like, just can't do it.
Wait,
And
are you
Carlos
talking about
Marx,
Kismet Christmas?
yes, with little
That
That
was
Jazzy.
my
was
favorite
so good.
movie. That was my favorite one of
That was
that
in my
year.
top 5 too, Eric.
Everything was, oh, I can't go to the bathroom unless Jazzy says I can. Oh, do you want to
Mm.
go eat? No, Jazzy says she's not hungry. Jazzy, no. I can't do the kids. I'm sorry. Avery Peters, she is absolutely fantastic. Wonderful kid actor. The rest of them, it just Hallmark doesn't know how to do kids. And no, Jazzy, no. Can't do it.
Oh.
Such a good movie.
And
Well, I
Also
love
based on a book.
Angela has been a busy realtor since her amicable divorce a couple years ago to Dakota, a paleontologist whose adventures keep him anywhere but home. Now she's devoted to a harried single mom to a smart, loving 10-year-old kid. They cannot write a smart, loving kid without us being like, I just want to slap that kid. I'm sorry. It's just the one thing Hallmark has not been able to do well. And
this was the
I may
movie.
have to I may actually skip this and just copy whatever
No.
Andrea says and say that's
Do
my
not
review.
skip it. Carlo
This
Marx.
I
this
He's
is the
know
movie I was gonna have my
America's
son
maker.
watch. Like he wants to be a paleontologist. And I was like,
he's
oh,
Karl
maybe he'll
Marx
watch
is
this with me.
Karl Marx is
Adorable.
great. Tamara Mari Housley, she's great. But I'm sorry.
I'm gonna
Can't
be
do it.
wrong. I'm gonna be
Can't do
wrong.
Scouting for
Well,
Christmas.
Andrea's son's gonna watch it, and
Yeah.
he's gonna
And
love
he will
it.
give us a review.
Right. This is probably who the
Get
movie's
him
made
on.
for. Someone who's
Oh,
like, 9 years
an
old.
8-year-old. No.
All right, Jenny.
Hey, I have an 8-year-old too, Andrea.
Love it.
Cute.
And this movie is probably perfect for both of them. All right.
I hope so.
What do you
Okay,
what do you got, Andrea?
guys,
Or excuse me,
number
Jenny.
one, and it's nothing against the actors. I love Allison and Niall, but it's going to be this time each year, Thursday, October 24th on Hallmark Mystery. I know it's going to be a great movie. I do. It's just for me and my background as a divorced young single mother, I can't stand when we have a couple that's working together and is going to get together in the end. And that's my cross to bear. That's just me because it's just not how my life ended up. I'm sure it's going to be lovely though. But I really like when Hallmark is like, you know what? We're going to get a divorce and it's going to be okay. And we don't have to get back together. That happened in Ava Bourne's movie with her parents. Like she kept trying to get them back together. And they're like, we just don't want to be together. And
Right.
for 3 years now, everyone's like, well, you're supposed to be with, your husband. We don't want to be together. And this movie is just going to make me more mad. So I'm going to have to skip it.
I hear you.
But I'm sure it's going to be
Understandable.
lovely.
Understandable.
Yes.
I had it actually fairly low on my Crystal Lowe, by the way, is the director of this. This is
Oh, that's cool.
hers. But I think it's going to be probably a pretty good movie,
Yeah.
but it's just not the holiday vibes. If you look at my list is all about fun, crazy, shenanigans-y, right? And whatever. And it just seems a little too heavy for me. It's like,
Yeah,
remember when they had
true.
the one
I mean, it's sweet though. Letters for Santa last year. That was sweet.
The Erica Durance and Christopher Paloha, they were in the one where they were having their troubles
Yeah.
and they went to the little town, which was
Mm.
fun, everything, but it's just like
That was,
kind
I
of a
think, Marisol
heavy
Nichols.
Mhm.
Marisol Nichols, you're right.
But it's more
But
fun, yeah.
it still is like a little too heavy and a down. Like I don't want to know like
Your
marriage issues
drama. Yes.
at
There's
for my holiday
legit
movies.
issues. And we don't always have to get back together. Like, it's okay to separate and be amicable. That's all right too.
Yes, it is. Seems like a weird way to end the podcast, but
It really does.
you know what, everyone?
At
It's
the end.
okay for us to separate now and go on with our
But
evenings.
relationships are good too. Like, they're highly favored too.
I mean, I think there's a reason they put it the end of October, because I feel like sometimes those are the movies also that they sneak in besides the first one, because people aren't necessarily watching. So
We'll be too busy watching The Curious Caterer
yeah, I
at the end of
know.
October.
Forbidden fruit.
I know. So excited. See,
I
they did
thought that
drop
was
it on us.
mid-October.
The 12th, I think. That's what the Facebook said.
So it said Curious Caterer Drumstick Drama, and
The
now it's
11th.
Forbidden Fruit. Is it the same movie?
I believe so. Yeah, I don't, I
Okay,
think
they
that
just
was just like
switched.
the IMDb thing or whatever, and it
Okay.
became this. So that may have been
Because I
like
was like,
that
oh,
was probably like the
Drumstick, are they
working
going to do
title or something.
Thanksgiving? Okay.
I think. I don't know.
That would have been fun. Forbidden
Oh.
fruit. Maybe it's Halloween.
Ooh.
Candy
Now
dabbles,
that would
caramel
be. They
dabbles.
went to
Love
the
it.
castle, which was great. Now if they had some sort of like
Yes.
Halloweeny thing, that would be
Yeah.
freaking fantastic.
Yeah. Love it. Masquerade ball.
All right.
Guys, thanks so much for inviting me.
This was a
I'm
Thanks
sorry
for
I
blast.
coming on
ended on
again,
such
Jenny.
a downer.
Well, we would have,
Oh.
like I say, we wanted you last year, but you couldn't join us because
couldn't
you had
join.
your duties.
Yep.
And
I was busy.
but we're glad to have you back.
Thanks, guys. What a
even-
tradition.
Even though Novel Noel or Noel Novel is not going to be great, I have to
Novel
disagree with you
Noel,
there.
get it right, Eric. I
It
can't
is gonna
wait.
be great.
Julie Gonzalo is a delight as well.
But other than that, I had no problem with any of you guys' picks. So
Oh, and Brendan Penny, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you
right.
both.
Thank you, and gear
And
up
Merry
because
Christmas.
I know. I
for
was
the
like,
next
you should say
Get some
Merry
sleep.
Christmas.
for the
Turn
next
off, cancel Netflix, cancel Disney Plus. It's all about Hallmark now.
yeah, 2 months, and it's just pretty much becomes a full-time job watching these movies.
No, and the NBA season starts. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh my
And we just had a
gosh.
huge trade. We're gonna have to talk about that this week, Eric.
The hockey season
trade.
actually starts, which is what most people
Nobody
are
cares about
interested in.
hockey. Nobody cares about hockey.
Oh, wait, we don't have a. Oh, yeah, we have Holiday Touchdown. That's our only sports movie this year.
It is. I've heard of it.
And that's fine with me because sometimes Hallmark doesn't do sports movies great. So
What are you talking
when they have
about?
like 40, they have 45-year-old guys who are supposed to be professional athletes who have like a 2-inch vertical. With that, on that note, we got away from the whole thing of amicable divorce.
That was
I
so
think
much fun.
I think we can
I
end
really
on a happy
enjoyed
note.
hearing that.
So, okay.
bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Merry Christmas.
Bye, guys.